Every day you wake up, life asks you one question: how bad do you want it? And your habits answer that question before your mouth does. The unstoppable are not born, they are built. Brick by brick, decision by decision, habit by habit. The first habit, discipline before desire. Most people chase motivation. The few who rise build discipline. Discipline is doing what must be done, especially when you don't feel like it. Desire burns fast, discipline burns forever. The second, control your morning, control your life. Winners dominate the dawn. Before the world even wakes up, they've already trained their minds, set their intentions, and attacked their goals. Your morning decides your momentum. The third, feed your mind with power, not poison. Your mind is the engine of your destiny. If you fill it with gossip, fear, and doubt, you'll drive straight into mediocrity. Feed it books, wisdom, purpose, and watch your life rise. The fourth, train your body, sharpen your will. When your body is strong, your spirit stands taller. Sweat is not just exercise, it's self-respect in motion. The gym is where weakness dies and self-belief is born. The fifth, silence doubt through daily action. Doubt whispers to those who sit still, it cannot catch the man who moves forward. Action kills fear every single time. Don't think too long, move. The sixth, guard your time like gold. Every wasted hour is a piece of your dream you'll never get back. Cut off distractions, small talk, and meaningless scrolling. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. The seventh, think in goals, not wishes. Losers wish. Achievers plan. The unstoppable set targets so clear that hesitation dies in front of them. You can't hit a goal you never defined. The eighth, end each day with reflection and fire. Ask yourself, did I give my best today? Where can I be sharper tomorrow? Greatness is built in review, not in regret. The ninth, surround yourself with strength, not sympathy. The people around you either drain your fire or feed it. Cut out negativity like poison. Stand with those who push you forward. And the 10th, never stop demanding more of yourself. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Every day, challenge your limits, break one barrier, take one step closer to your higher self, because the truth is simple: you are either growing or decaying. You are either becoming unstoppable or you are becoming forgotten. So rise. Repeat your habits. Guard your mind. Work when others rest. And every day, every single day, earn the right to call yourself unstoppable. Discipline before desire. This is where the real war begins. Every person dreams. Every person wishes for more money, success, respect, and power. But the world doesn't reward dreamers. It rewards the disciplined. Discipline is not about motivation. It's about mastery over self. Motivation fades the moment life gets tough, but discipline stands tall when everything else breaks. When you are tired, discipline moves you. When your mind says quit, discipline whispers keep going. Discipline is the bridge between the person you are and the person you want to become. You see, desire is cheap. Anyone can want. Anyone can hope. But wanting alone has never changed a single life. Desire makes promises. Discipline delivers results. Every great man, every legend, every name remembered by history, they all had one thing in common: an unshakable commitment to discipline. They showed up when they didn't want to. They worked while others slept. They trained while others complained. They sacrificed comfort for purpose, because they understood that the only way to earn freedom is through control. Control of your habits, your emotions, and your mind. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is not talent. It's consistency. The disciplined man does what others only talk about. He doesn't wait for perfect conditions, he creates them. He doesn't chase feelings, he commands actions. Discipline teaches you to act beyond emotion, to work without applause, and to move forward even when no one believes in you. The undisciplined are slaves to moods. The disciplined are masters of results. Every morning you face a choice: comfort or conquest. The weak pick comfort because it's easy. The strong pick discipline because they crave growth. You can't have both success and ease. One will destroy the other. Discipline demands that you rise earlier, push harder, think sharper, and never settle. It's not about punishment, it's about power. The power to become unshakable in a world built on distractions. Understand this, desire without discipline creates frustration. You want the dream body but skip the workout. You want success but waste hours scrolling. You want peace but feed your mind chaos. The gap between what you want and what you get is measured by how disciplined you are every single day. Discipline is not a moment. It's a lifestyle. It's not something you do when you feel ready. It's something you do until readiness becomes irrelevant. Discipline doesn't ask for permission. It demands respect. It's waking up when your body begs for sleep. It's saying no to excuses that sound perfect. It's keeping promises you made to yourself long after the mood has left. Discipline is the highest form of self-love because it proves you value your future more than your comfort. You can desire a better life, but if you are not willing to discipline your habits, your thoughts, and your routines, you will always remain trapped in potential. Desire gives birth to the idea. Discipline gives it life. Think of the strongest people you know, not the loudest, not the flashiest, but the most consistent. They are calm, focused, relentless. That's not luck. That's the product of years of disciplined repetition. Every act of discipline rewires your identity. Each small victory, waking up early, finishing that task, saying no to distraction, tells your mind, I am in control. And the more you repeat it, the more powerful you become. Discipline transforms chaos into clarity. It gives you direction when everything else feels uncertain. It turns weakness into willpower, fear into focus, and confusion into certainty. But here's the truth most people run from. Discipline is hard in the beginning, uncomfortable in the middle, and beautiful at the end. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret is eternal. You can suffer the discomfort of growth now or live with the sorrow of what could have been later. There is no escaping pain. The only choice is which pain you prefer. So ask yourself what drives you, desire or discipline, because one will fade and the other will forge you. When you live by desire, you're a prisoner to your moods. When you live by discipline, you become the master of your destiny. The man ruled by desire chases pleasure. The man ruled by discipline builds empires. Discipline makes you dangerous, not because you fight others, but because you conquer yourself. And once you master yourself, no force on earth can stop you. Every day, sharpen your focus, strengthen your control, and honor your goals through action. Discipline doesn't make life easier, it makes you stronger. And that strength is what separates the unstoppable from the forgotten. Remember this line and burn it into your mind. Discipline before desire, always. Because desire is a spark, but discipline is the fire that keeps burning long after everyone else has quit. Control your morning, control your life. Because how you begin your day determines how you end it the first hour after you wake up, decides whether you will lead the day or be crushed by it. The morning is your foundation, your battlefield, your sacred time where the world is still silent and your mind is clear. Yet most people throw it away. They wake up reacting to alarms, to messages, to problems, and then wonder why their life feels out of control. The truth is simple. If you lose the morning, you lose the day. If you win the morning, you win your destiny. The morning is the mirror of discipline. It's where focus is forged. It's the quiet hour when you can build the mindset that conquers chaos. The unstoppable use mornings as their weapon. While the world sleeps, they rise. While others scroll, they prepare. They don't need the world's permission to act. They seize time before the world can take it from them. Because once the noise begins, once the distractions start, your mind becomes a battlefield. That's why the first moments after you wake up are sacred. They decide whether you live by design or by default. When you open your eyes each morning, you are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to greatness, the other to mediocrity. The difference is not luck, talent, or intelligence. It's control. The ones who take control of their mornings shape their future intentionally. They direct their energy like a laser instead of scattering it like dust. Every day begins with choices. Will you hit snooze or rise with purpose? Will you feed your body or feed your excuses? Will you plan your attack or drift through another meaningless routine? Every answer decides the quality of your life. Your morning is your training ground. It's where mental strength is built. The weak wake up looking for comfort. The strong wake up looking for challenge. The weak scroll through noise. The strong scroll through goals. Morning rituals are not about routine. They are about reclaiming power. When you choose to dominate your morning, you train your mind to obey you, not the other way around. You build self-command, and self-command is the root of all success. Greatness is not created in big moments. It's crafted in quiet mornings when nobody is watching. It's in those early hours when you choose to push your limits, when you write, think, read, and move before anyone else even begins. Those who master their mornings understand that success is not a single event. It's a series of consistent victories. Every sunrise is an invitation to rise higher than you did yesterday. Control your morning means more than waking up early. It means taking authority over your mind before the world does. It means feeding it clarity, not chaos, purpose, not panic. The first thing you look at in the morning should not be a screen. It should be your vision. Before you check on others, check on your mission. Before you give your energy away, charge it with intention. This is how leaders think. This is how warriors prepare. Your mind is a garden, and the morning is when you plant your seeds. What you allow in that time grows throughout the day. If you start with negativity, the day grows thorns. If you start with gratitude and focus, the day blooms with purpose. Those first minutes after you wake up are pure power, unpolluted, unshaped, and full of potential. Fill them with thoughts that serve your future, not steal it. Control your morning, control your life, because the morning gives you control over yourself, and control over self is control over everything. When you rise before the world, you rise above it. You become proactive instead of reactive. You no longer chase time, you command it. You no longer wait for inspiration, you create it. The person who owns the morning owns the mind, and the person who owns the mind owns their fate. The successful are not superhuman. They are simply consistent. They decided that sleep would no longer steal their dreams. They made their mornings sacred and turned them into launch pads for domination. They know that when you begin with chaos, you end in regret. But when you begin with structure, you end in power. Each morning is a test, and every test starts with resistance. Your bed will feel heavier than ever. Your thoughts will whisper 5 more minutes. But that moment defines everything. Those who rise when it's hard will soon live a life others can only imagine. The morning rewards the brave. It favors those who act while others delay. So when the alarm rings tomorrow, remember this truth. The world is still sleeping, but opportunity is wide awake. Get up. Move with purpose. Breathe in silence and prepare for battle. Do something for your mind, your body, and your goals before the world touches you. Build your momentum before the noise begins. That momentum becomes your weapon for the rest of the day. Control your morning, control your life. It's not a slogan, it's a law of success. Because once you control the beginning, the rest must follow your command. When you start the day on your terms, no storm can shake you, no failure can break you. You move through life with power, precision, and peace. You become unshakable because the one who commands the morning commands everything that comes after. Feed your mind with power, not poison, because what you plant in your mind grows into the life you live. Every thought you allow in, every word you listen to, every piece of content you consume becomes a seed. And that seed either feeds your greatness or fuels your downfall. Most people never understand this. They protect their money, their homes, their reputation. But they leave their mind wide open to garbage. They let negativity walk in freely and then wonder why their life feels heavy. Your mind is your most valuable territory. And if you don't guard it, the world will flood it with poison. Every day, your mind is under attack. News, gossip, fear, envy, all of it fighting to take control of your thoughts. The weak let it in, the strong filter it. Because the moment you allow poison to enter your thinking, it begins to shape your reality. Thoughts are not harmless. They are architects. They build the world you walk in. You cannot think small, talk fear, and expect to live big. It's impossible. The mind creates first, the body follows after. Feed your mind with power. That means choosing thoughts that strengthen you, not weaken you. It means reading what uplifts, listening to what educates, and surrounding yourself with people who think forward. Power thinking is not about blind optimism. It's about control. It's about refusing to let negativity dictate your direction. When your mind is trained for power, challenges don't break you. They build you. Obstacles don't discourage you. They sharpen your focus. The average person spends hours feeding on mental junk food. meaningless drama, scrolling through chaos, comparing lives that don't even exist. And then they ask why they feel lost, tired, anxious. It's because the mind reflects what it's fed. Garbage in, garbage out, power in, power out. The choice is yours every single day. What you give your attention to becomes your master. The unstoppable understand this law. They treat their mind like a temple. No negativity enters. No limitation survives. They program their mind for victory because they know life will test every weakness you allow. The truth is, your mind is not neutral. It's either being strengthened or being corrupted. Every word you hear, every image you watch, every conversation you entertain leaves a mark. So ask yourself, are you building a fortress of focus or digging a grave of doubt? You cannot feed on fear and expect to grow in courage. You cannot consume laziness and expect to act with discipline. You cannot listen to the voices of failure and expect to rise with confidence. What goes in will always come out amplified. Powerful minds are not born. They are built through repetition. They feed on knowledge, on faith, on self-mastery. They seek mentors, not entertainment. They fill their days with books, not noise. They learn from history, from success, from struggle. They do not let the opinions of small thinkers poison their purpose, because they know the greatest war is not fought outside. It's fought in thought. And only those who win that war become unstoppable. You must treat your thoughts like currency. Don't spend them on things that don't serve you. Don't invest them in fear, self-doubt, or gossip. Your thoughts are powerful tools. Use them to create, to plan, to grow. Every time you say, I can't, you're poisoning yourself. Every time you say, I will, you're feeding your power. Words are not sounds, they're commands to the mind. Speak strength and your mind obeys. Speak weakness and your spirit shrinks. The mind becomes what it practices. If you constantly rehearse fear, you'll live afraid. If you constantly focus on problems, you'll attract more of them. But if you train your mind to look for solutions, your world begins to shift. Power comes from perspective, the ability to see possibility where others see limitation. And that perspective is built by what you feed your thoughts daily. So feed your mind greatness. Fill it with visions of where you want to go, not memories of where you failed. Feed it with books that elevate you, speeches that ignite you, and silence that strengthens you. Limit your mental diet to what nourishes your purpose. You don't allow junk food to destroy your body, so why allow junk thoughts to destroy your destiny? Protect your mind with the same discipline you protect your goals. Remember, poison doesn't always come with warning labels. Sometimes it's disguised as comfort, lazy entertainment, negative company, endless complaining. Each time you engage, you drink a little more poison. Each time you feed on weakness, you starve your will. But the moment you decide to take control, everything begins to shift. You start to think stronger, act sharper, move faster. You begin to see yourself differently, not as a victim of circumstance, but as the creator of your fate. Feeding your mind with power means choosing elevation over entertainment. It means replacing noise with knowledge, replacing excuses with execution, replacing doubt with determination. It means saying no to everything that weakens your focus and yes to everything that builds your mind. Because once your mind is strong, nothing outside of you can shake you. The storms still come, but they can't drown a man who controls his thoughts. The mind is the seedbed of every victory. If you keep planting poison, don't be surprised when your life grows weeds. But if you plant power, discipline, gratitude, resilience, vision, your life will bloom with unstoppable force. Feed your mind with power, not poison, because your thoughts are the fuel of your destiny. And when your mind is fed with strength, your actions will roar with it. Nothing will stop you, nothing will break you, and nothing will limit you. The strongest weapon a human can build is a powerful mind, and that weapon begins with what you feed it every single day. Train your body, sharpen your will, because the strength of your mind is tested through the discipline of your body. The body is not just flesh and muscle, it is the vessel of your purpose. If you can't command your body to move, how will you command your life to change? Every time you push your body beyond comfort, you build more than muscle. You forge character. You teach your mind that pain is not the enemy, weakness is. The body obeys the mind, and the mind obeys the will. The one who trains his body trains his spirit to never break. When you train your body, you train your focus. You learn to endure, to fight through resistance, to keep moving when everything screams stop. That lesson bleeds into every area of life. The gym, the track, the battlefield of effort, they're not about physical shape alone. They're about shaping the person you become. When you sweat, when your heart pounds, when your legs shake, that's the language of growth. That's your body learning obedience and your will learning dominance. Weakness doesn't start in the muscles. It starts in the mind. The moment you give in to laziness, to comfort, to excuses, you are telling yourself that ease matters more than excellence. But every rep, every run, every drop of sweat is a declaration. I am stronger than my excuses. When you train your body daily, you are not chasing aesthetics, you are chasing mastery. You are proving that you can endure discomfort, push past limits, and stay loyal to your goals even when it hurts. That is what separates the soft from the sharp, the average from the elite. The truth is, physical training is spiritual warfare. Each time you push yourself to exhaustion, you silence that weak voice inside you, the one that whispers, "Take it easy." That voice is the reason most people live half-lived lives. But the moment you ignore it and keep going, you awaken a new voice, one that says, "Keep fighting." That's the voice of your true self, the one that refuses to be controlled by fatigue, fear, or failure, the one that builds empires, not excuses. Training your body also sharpens your will because it demands consistency. You can't build strength overnight. You can't fake endurance. It's earned through repetition, through showing up every day, through the grind, through the pain. And when your body wants to quit, but your mind says one more, that's the moment your will hardens like steel. You begin to realize that limits exist only to be broken. Each workout, each effort, each act of discipline chisels your willpower until it becomes unbreakable. The connection between body and mind is sacred. A weak body weakens the mind. A strong body strengthens it. Movement breeds momentum. Discipline in one area infects every other. The man who controls his body learns to control his emotions, his focus, his life. The one who neglects it loses control without even noticing. Because if you can't win the small daily battle against laziness, how will you ever conquer the larger wars of life? Training your body is not about vanity. It's about victory. It's about waking up and saying, "I will not let this day beat me." It's about doing what others won't so you can live how others can't. Your body becomes your laboratory of strength, a place where excuses die and discipline is born. Every push-up, every sprint, every heavy lift is a message to your future, "I will be ready." When you build your body, you also build your mind's endurance for failure, fatigue, and frustration. You learn that growth is not comfortable. You learn that strength is not given. It is earned through sweat, through struggle, through pain. And when you experience that pain by choice, you stop fearing it in life. You become resilient, mentally, emotionally, physically. The storms that break others only strengthen you. The body is honest. It gives back exactly what you put in. There's no shortcut, no lie, no fake success. You can't cheat the weights. You can't lie to the miles. Your effort shows in your strength. That's why training is sacred. It teaches truth, the truth about your limits, your potential, and your power. And every day you train, you are sharpening not just your muscles, but your discipline, your patience, and your belief. Remember, comfort is seductive but deadly. Every time you choose comfort, your will weakens. Every time you embrace effort, your will sharpens. You are either training yourself to quit or training yourself to conquer. Every choice counts. Every workout matters. The ones you skip are the ones that dull your edge. The ones you finish are the ones that build your fire. The body is the visible reflection of your invisible discipline. You can't hide your habits. You can't fake your consistency. The energy you carry, the way you walk, the confidence you radiate, it all comes from how well you've trained yourself. People talk about mindset, but mindset without physical proof is just talk. Your body is the battlefield where your mindset is tested. So train. Train when you're tired. Train when you're unmotivated. Train when no one is watching, because it's not about looking strong. It's about becoming unbreakable. When you build a body that refuses to quit, you build a mind that refuses to surrender. When your body is strong, your will becomes unstoppable. Train your body, sharpen your will, because strength is not found, it's forged. Every drop of sweat is proof that you're building the kind of person who doesn't run from pain but walks through it. Every act of training is a reminder that you are not made for weakness, you are made for war. And the greatest warriors are not the ones with the biggest muscles, but the ones with the strongest will. The ones who train their bodies until their spirit roars, "Nothing can stop me." Silence doubt through daily action, because hesitation is the language of failure and action is the voice of power. Doubt will always whisper in your ear, trying to paralyze you with questions, fears, and what-ifs. But the truth is simple. You can't outthink doubt. You can only outrun it through movement. The moment you act, you break its grip. The moment you move, its voice fades. Action kills fear faster than words ever can. The man who waits for confidence will never move. But the man who moves without confidence soon finds it waiting for him on the other side of effort. Doubt grows in stillness. It feeds on overthinking, on waiting for the right time, on listening to opinions that don't matter. The more you sit, the louder it becomes. But when you take action, when you do something, anything, the noise begins to die. Because doubt and action cannot exist in the same space. One will always silence the other. If you move, doubt starves. If you stay still, it grows stronger. Daily action is the medicine for every form of uncertainty. You don't need to have the perfect plan. You just need to take the first step. Progress builds belief. Each small victory whispers, "You can do this." And soon, those whispers drown out the old voices of fear. That's why consistency matters more than intensity. A single burst of motivation is useless without the discipline to act again tomorrow. It's not the giant leap that changes your life. It's the repeated step. The daily strike against hesitation. Every time you act, you tell the universe that you are serious. You declare that your dreams are not just talk. They are commands. But every time you delay, you teach yourself that excuses are stronger than ambition. Waiting kills more dreams than failure ever could. You don't fail when you try and lose. You fail when you never try at all. The person who moves forward imperfectly will always defeat the one who waits for perfection. Doubt loves comfort. It hides behind fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being ready. But here's the truth. No one ever feels ready. The strongest don't start because they have no fear. They start because they refuse to let fear decide for them. Courage is not the absence of doubt. It's the mastery of it. And mastery comes through motion. Each day you take action, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than hesitation. The greatest mistake you can make is thinking you need clarity before you move. Clarity is not given. It's earned through movement. You learn by doing, not by waiting. Every action brings feedback, and every bit of feedback shapes your direction. That's how momentum is built. Action builds clarity. Clarity builds confidence. Confidence builds power. But it all begins with the decision to move, even when your mind is filled with noise. Doubt is a liar. It tells you you're not enough, not ready, not capable. But it can only speak to those who listen. When you act, you stop listening. You shift your energy from thinking to doing, from fear to focus. Every small task completed becomes a brick in the wall of belief. Every goal reached, no matter how minor, becomes proof that you can trust yourself. And that trust is what destroys doubt permanently. Daily action is not glamorous. It's not always exciting. Most days, it's repetition, grind, and quiet effort. But it's in that repetition where transformation happens. The small, unseen actions you take every day, the workouts, the study sessions, the work hours, the early mornings, those are what build unstoppable momentum. Doubt cannot survive consistency. It gets weaker every time you follow through. You silence doubt not by talking yourself into courage, but by proving it through action. Words mean nothing without movement. You can read every motivational quote in the world, but if you don't act, doubt wins. You must replace thinking with doing, replace questions with execution, replace hesitation with progress. When you act, you move energy forward. You shift from victim to creator, from dreamer to doer. The man of action becomes unshakable because he knows results come from motion, not emotion. He doesn't wait to feel ready. He doesn't beg for signs. He simply starts again and again until success has no choice but to appear. Action creates evidence, and evidence kills uncertainty. When you have results, even small ones, doubt loses its voice. You no longer need faith alone. You have proof. Remember, doubt thrives in the minds of those who talk more than they work. Stop explaining. Stop planning endlessly. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Just move. Life rewards movement. Energy rewards focus. The universe responds to motion, not hesitation. Start small if you must, but start. The step you take today is the weapon that silences the fear that's been haunting you for years. When you train your body to move, your mind follows. When you force yourself to act daily, your will becomes steel. You stop asking, can I, and start saying, I will. That's the shift. That's how the unstoppable are born. Not through comfort, not through certainty, but through daily disciplined action in the face of doubt. Silence doubt through daily action. Because in the end, the world doesn't remember those who thought about doing great things. It remembers those who did them. Move before you feel ready. Act before you feel sure. Build before you feel worthy. Because once you move, the fear fades, the fog clears, and the truth appears. You were always capable. You just needed to act long enough to prove it. Guard your time like gold, because it is the only currency you can never earn back once it's spent. Every second that passes is gone forever. Every wasted hour is a piece of your destiny thrown away. Time is life. To waste time is to waste the very substance you are made of. The unstoppable understand this truth deeply. They treat each minute as sacred, as something too valuable to be given away carelessly. The average man trades his time for distractions. The powerful invested in purpose. That is the dividing line between greatness and mediocrity. How you spend the hours, no one is watching. Time is the foundation of all achievement. You can rebuild money, reputation, even health, but you can never rebuild time. Once it's gone forever. The moment you realize that, your life changes. You stop saying yes to every request. You stop chasing meaningless comfort. You stop tolerating the people and habits that drain you, because every unnecessary distraction is a thief dressed in comfort, stealing your focus, your dreams, and your future. The one who learns to say no firmly and unapologetically becomes unstoppable. Guarding your time means taking command of your schedule before someone else does. The world is full of noise, messages, meetings, entertainment, endless scrolling, all designed to keep you busy but empty. Busyness is not progress, it's poison. The strong know how to protect their focus because they understand that focus is the armor that shields time. They wake up with intent. They know exactly what matters and what doesn't. Every hour is a weapon in their hand. Every minute is a tool for victory. The weak give their time to everyone. They check their phone before they check their purpose. They live reacting instead of creating. And they wonder why they never feel fulfilled. Time slips through their fingers because they never close their fist around it. But the disciplined, the focused, the relentless, they guard their hours like a lion guards its territory. They do not let laziness, gossip, or distraction cross the line. They know their worth and they live by it. Understand this, every choice you make with your time is a trade. When you give an hour to something meaningless, you trade away an hour that could have built your dream, strengthened your body, or sharpened your mind. The most dangerous phrase in the world is, I'll do it later. Later never comes. Later is where dreams go to die. You must act now, protect now, because time is not loyal to anyone. It keeps moving whether you use it or not. Guarding your time does not mean working endlessly. It means working intentionally. It means building systems that protect your focus. It means knowing what deserves your attention and ruthlessly eliminating what doesn't. The man who guards his time doesn't waste energy explaining himself. He doesn't need to. His results speak louder than his availability. He knows that being constantly reachable is the quickest way to become permanently average. Every successful person understands the sacred value of time. They schedule their days like warriors preparing for battle. They know when to rest, when to move, when to say no, and when to strike. They don't spend time, they allocate it. They don't find time, they make it. Because time is not found, it is created through discipline, clarity, and control. Think of your time as gold bars stacked in front of you. Each morning you're handed 24 of them. By night they're gone, spent. The question is, did you spend them building your empire or buying comfort that gave you nothing back? Did you invest your hours into growth or waste them in distraction? The wise count their minutes. The foolish act like they have forever. But forever is an illusion. The clock is always ticking. Guarding your time also means protecting it from people who do not value theirs. Energy thieves, complainers, and time wasters are everywhere, and they are dangerous because they disguise themselves as friends, co-workers, or even family. Learn to recognize them. Learn to distance yourself without guilt. Your mission requires focus, and focus requires solitude. Those who misunderstand that are not meant to walk your path. Every minute you save through discipline multiplies your results. A focused hour is worth more than a distracted day. You don't need more time, you need more intention. Most people are not out of time, they are out of focus. They let small things steal big dreams. But once you learn to protect your schedule, you'll notice something powerful. You gain peace, you gain clarity, you gain control over your destiny. Guarding your time like gold is not selfish, it's survival. Because the man who wastes time wastes potential. And the man who wastes potential dies before his body does. Time is the test of every vision. It asks you, will you invest me or lose me? The answer decides your future. So wake up and take command of your day. Set boundaries so strong they can't be broken. Turn off what drains you. Walk away from what distracts you. Build habits that protect your energy. Because once your time is under your control, your life is under your control. You become efficient, dangerous, unstoppable. Guard your time like gold, because one day your last second will come. You won't know when, but it will. And when it does, you will look back and see exactly what you traded your time for. Make sure it was worth it. Make sure every hour screamed purpose. Make sure your time built something that will outlive you. That is how you honor the greatest gift life ever gave you, the time to become everything you were meant to be. Think in goals, not in wishes, because wishing is hoping and hoping is waiting, but goals are doing. The difference between the dreamers and the doers is not intelligence, luck, or background. It's direction. The wishful mind wanders, the goal-driven mind conquers. When you set a goal, you command your mind to act, to plan, to move. But when you wish, you surrender your power to chance, to luck, to fate. The world does not reward wishes. It rewards clarity, consistency, and courage. Wishes are soft. Goals are sharp. Wishes live in the clouds. Goals are written on stone. A wish says, I want to be successful. A goal says, I will build success by doing this every single day. The person who wishes is emotional. The one who sets goals is intentional. One waits for the right time, the other creates it. One looks for motivation, the other builds it through daily commitment. The one who wins in life is not the one who hopes. It's the one who decides. Every great achievement began as a goal, never as a wish. The empire builder didn't wish for greatness. He structured it brick by brick, decision by decision. The champion didn't wish for victory. He prepared for it in silence long before the world saw his strength. You see, life bends to the one who knows what he wants and refuses to accept anything less. Goals give your energy direction, your time purpose, and your days meaning. Without goals, you become a slave to distractions, tossed around by circumstance, reacting to life instead of designing it. Wishes are emotional bursts, temporary fire that fades quickly. But goals are systems of discipline, daily habits built on vision and backed by action. You can wish to be stronger, smarter, richer, freer, but until you set a goal with a plan and a deadline, it will remain nothing more than smoke in your imagination. The world is full of people who wish their life was better, but only a few who actually decide to make it better. Decision is the bridge between fantasy and reality. Thinking in goals means turning every desire into a measurable target. You must know what you want, why you want it, and when you will achieve it. When your goals are clear, your mind becomes focused like a laser. Suddenly, distractions lose their power. Procrastination becomes painful. Because your purpose is no longer a fantasy. It's a contract you've signed with yourself. You stop waiting for motivation and start operating from commitment. That's where transformation begins. Goals create pressure, and pressure is good. It's what sharpens your will. Most people avoid pressure because it exposes their weakness, but the strong embrace it because it awakens their strength. When you live by goals, you become alert, alive, and aware. You measure progress not by how you feel, but by what you produce. You stop being ruled by emotion and start being ruled by purpose. That's the mindset of the unstoppable. They think in structure, not in hope. When you think in goals, you learn to break big dreams into daily actions. You stop being overwhelmed by the mountain and start climbing it one deliberate step at a time. Each day becomes a mission.